Welcome to the Alamogordo, New Mexico Small Business Development Center online module series. Starting your business, this is Module 8. At the end of this mini session, you will get more information about understanding the business registration process and reporting obligations. In previous modules, we discussed the necessary process for obtaining professional licensure. Certain occupations are regulated in the state. Your licensure should be in place prior to other business registrations. You can visit www.rld.state.nm.us and then either boards and commissions or construction to get more information about professional licensures. Question: do you have all your licenses in place for your field and/or area of expertise? Also in previous modules, we discussed the decision of a legal structure. Legal structure options for a business are sole proprietorship, limited liability company, partnership, corporation, cooperative, or nonprofit corporation. Depending on your circumstances and the future of the business, you would have selected one of these types of legal structures for your business. Do you have your entity established and official paperwork back? It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to obtain official paperwork from the Secretary of State in New Mexico. You should have that information back to you so that you can proceed with your other registrations. The next step is to register with the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, administers federal tax law and collects federal taxes. Federal business taxes could include corporate income tax, self-employment tax, employee taxes, excise taxes, and others. If you're new to being a business owner, self-employment tax will be new to you. Self-employment tax is the way that business owners pay in to the Social Security system. It is currently set at a rate of 15.3%. You'll have to take that into account when setting aside taxes. To apply for a federal EIN from the IRS. An EIN, or Employer Identification Number, is a federal tax identification number to identify a business. Similarly, it's like your Social Security number, which identifies you as a person. However, it's an identifier for your business. You will need your EIN in order for tax reporting and banking purposes. Sole proprietors are not required to obtain an EIN, but we still highly recommend that you do get one. If you plan to have employees, you must have an EIN. If your entity type is an LLC, a corporation, a partnership, or a nonprofit, you are also required to have an EIN. So question: do you have your EIN? If you would like in-person assistance, visit your SBDC. They can take you to the irs.gov website and guide you through the process. Next is register with the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department. New Mexico TRD administers and enforces state tax and revenue laws. They collect taxes and distribute funds back to the communities. And state business taxes could include New Mexico Gross Receipts Tax, New Mexico Corporate Income Tax, New Mexico Franchise Tax, New Mexico Wage Withholding, Compensating, Property, Vehicle, and other taxes. If you're new to New Mexico, gross receipts tax is going to be new to you. New Mexico gross receipts tax is a tax imposed on individuals doing business in New Mexico. Usually, the business owner will pass this tax on to the customers in the form of a sales tax. Businesses must collect this tax from their customer and then send it to TRD. The rate that you charge varies according to location. There is a rate schedule that is published every January 1st and June 1st. Let's take a look on where to receive that. If you go online to www.tax.newmexico.gov, it will take you to the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue main webpage. You can then click on Forms and Publications at the top of the page, scroll down to Gross Receipts Tax Rate Schedules, and then again scroll down to the current gross receipts tax rate schedule, and then select the time period that you are currently in. The schedule will pop up, and it's listed for every county in New Mexico. You just have to find your business location. If your business is located within the city limits or village limits, it will usually be listed here, and that's the rate you charge your customer. If your business is located in the county, then you go to Remainder of County and you charge the county rate. Nonprofits and businesses located on tribal land are usually exempt from New Mexico gross receipts tax. We encourage you to visit the tax.newmexico.gov website for additional information. New Mexico gross receipts tax is based on the income received. The tax is assessed on most transactions, and that's for goods and services in the state of New Mexico. There's usually two options in how to charge the tax, either tax in addition to the price or tax is included in the price, but either way your business is required to collect the tax and pay the tax based on the amount that was paid to you. When you first sign up for a CRS number, you will have the option to select monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual reports. The reports is how the New Mexico Tax and Revenue Department knows how much money you earned and how much you're going to be remitting to them. Depending on the amount of money that you collect in a month, depends on your reporting schedule. If you plan to earn more than $2,500 in a month, you will likely be required to report monthly. If you earn less than $2,500 a month, then you can select quarterly or semi-annual reports. Again, your business location determines the tax rate to be used, and you can obtain your CRS number by visiting New Mexico Tax or also tap.state.nm.us, or you can visit your local SBDC for in-person guidance. So question, do you have your CRS number? One additional note, if you do decide to obtain your CRS number, the business start date that you list on your application is whenever your reporting window starts. Be very careful about your business start date, that you are actually ready to start in the month that you're actually asking for a CRS number. Otherwise, you might have to submit what's called a zero report for the time frame whenever you earned no money. See your SBDC for more information, or your tax accountant. After you've obtained your New Mexico CRS number, then you can register with your city or village office. Most municipalities, cities or villages or towns will require you to have a city business license. For zoning purposes, they'll need to know the nature of the business and also if you're going to have any noise constraints, parking, or signage issues. Business registrations from municipalities in our area are $35 per year. They're required to be renewed annually, usually at the end of the year or by January. That completes most of your required business registrations. In addition to the business registrations, remember if you plan to have employees, there's going to be some additional paperwork. All employers must submit a form online to report to determine liability for employment taxes, and that's done from the New Mexico Department of Workforce Solutions website. So question, are you in compliance with federal, state, local, and other regulations? This brings us to the end of the module. If you have additional questions, I encourage you to visit your Small Business Development Center. The passcode for a certificate for this module is the word U. Thank you and proceed to the next module.